Almost had to stop myself from making this video. No, I didn't even say that right. I almost, how can I say, broke my neck to come outside and make this video because I wanted to direct some information that I think that was very powerful. I went to a couple of events that I thought that was exceptional, but I was still doing my due diligence in terms of the Church of Scientology. But where I really got connected with the Church of Scientology was when I was incarcerated at the United States Federal Penitentiary in White Deer, Pennsylvania, and my studies continued. So what happened to me in a situation like that was my questions were not being answered. Like, my real question was, how did I end up where I was at? How could I become a better human being? And how could I stop this from happening without it being at the expense of another person or thing? And I read this piece of literature, and it was called 8008. It was supposed to be one of the higher levels in terms of something called MEST. MEST translates into matter, energy, space, and time. Then I got off into some other things like Dianetics because I really wanted to understand the root cause of what at that time I felt I had. There was no way I could control it, but it was causing so many issues in my life. And basically what that was called is engrams, which was memory on the cell. They see, the thing that I found out about L. Ron Hubbard, which was the creator of Scientology, was he was a fallible man. Started off as a science fiction writer. My understanding is before that he was supposed to have been in the Navy, and he had created some backlog so that when it came time, excuse me, for this data to come to the forefront, he could be able to substantiate it, because my understanding is that he was closely aligned with the ONI, which is the Office of Naval Intelligence, which is still stationed there, I believe, in Suitland, Maryland, because I could easily research it up. Also, I know that I should not be talking about this right now, but the horse that I had a problem with remembering the other day, the horse was called Seabiscuit. Yeah, I'm Seabiscuit, but in the body of a man, in terms of my thought process, in terms of what I can and cannot do, in terms of probabilities and possibilities. But here's what's going on, y'all. It's really not about me. It's about duplication. You know, I always think about the fact, the man Malcolm X. If Malcolm X was, I'm not saying that he was not plugged in, right? But Malcolm X taught me one major thing. And what he taught me was create 1,000 of myself as I'm peaking. That way it don't matter who's in control, who's saying what, who's doing what. See, the way that we will know that we are effective is we bring happiness into other people's lives. Also, when we truly understand the first law and know how to manifest that, it gets taken to another level. You see what I'm saying? And I'm all about that. You know what I mean? Because see, this is what I know. This is what I know, right? The ones who tend to really understand, because they just came from that most precious place, is children. But now we could technically call a child maybe like 13, 14, 12, 11, right? Because they're still holding on to that dimension. Now I want to ask y'all who's listening to this video this hypothetical question. If Malcolm could not stop kids from surrounding him 100 deep all the way around, they would have had a hard time getting to him, if no more than a little kid pointing and say, "You're not supposed to be here." So, you know, I like that name that you use, Al Beyond. That was slick. I didn't even really get it at first, right? Because I'm not into trick. I'm not into like playing games. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like my focus is so like Like this individual who called himself Albion, if you knew how many times my mother whipped me for no reason, I got blamed for things I didn't do. Uh, just all the crazy stuff that I've been through, right? What you fail to understand is that if it's only two people that don't like what I'm talking about and one say they hate it and then they put down there they hate it again, well, first of all, look, listen to the logic of this one. If we lived in a world of just total chaos, there would be no world. So what's the balance? The balance is love. So why is error or evil thinking allowed? Is to prove that ultimately the proof of good is just something all by itself. It don't even got to defend itself, right? So getting back to the Church of Scientology demonstration, I went there, was on another level, right? Da da da, boom, boom, boom. But the part that I didn't like, this is the part I really didn't like, right? This is how I knew it wasn't true. Uh, well, it's kind of hard to explain, but I'm gonna say it as best I can. It's like it's like looking at a painting of Jesus when you walk in most churches, and then you know that that's not the real Jesus. That's not how Jesus really looked. That's one. And two, why does the Pope bow to a black Madonna? Like, what's up with that? What's up with that? And actually, anybody that says you hate this, all you do is give me more power. Man, if you only knew I'm your best friend. Here's why I'm your best friend. I'm telling you, you better wake up because you're going to get exactly what you put out. Now, I was raised in a racist environment, so I unconsciously through prompts wouldn't understand that when I see my enemy, I see my friend. Because the only way that my friend can even materialize is there must be something that I need to confront that he's telling me about that I need to be on point. The difference is now I only got to go through the lesson once. You see, that's the difference. You know what I mean? And I'm definitely working with centrifugal force. You know, I'm definitely working on the pi mathematical formula. You know what I mean? I'm definitely working on science that I really can't even like really verbalize. You know what I'm saying? And my this is my real, check it out. This is my real motivation. This is my real motivation. I got a kid, right? To look at him, nothing wrong with him. Good with the girls, whole nine, right? He's a handful, just like how most teenagers are, right? So when I test him, he's a freshman. He's in the ninth grade. When I test him through something called the Brigance, spelled Brigance, look it up. Yeah, look it up. Any of my doubters. When I test him, he tests between pre-K and first grade. But he's closer to pre-K. Something wrong. He ain't got a chance at all. The only thing that he can get is death, prison, back and forth, which is like the suicide plan, or being a father to many children and he can't support them. I mean, it's an accident waiting to happen. That's what these videos is about. I don't, you look here. I was playing the other day about 39, 90, 95. This what I'm pumping, and these videos is a million. Definitely. You know? So to get back to the Church of Scientology, I ran into, well, first of all, the majority of people that was in Church Scientology didn't look like me. So that right there was suspect all by itself. And I like, yo, I don't care if they teaching the truth. I'm going to research it. Boom. So, um, cut to the chase. I get out here and I study something called OT7, OT8, and before that, it's something called OT3. So that gets you through what's beyond what's called a clear. Then you go to what's called uh uh they're like people pay hundreds and hundreds of thousands to get this information, right? And so when I studied the OT, which means operating Thetan, it's a Greek. It's a Greek alphabet. It's a Greek symbol. It basically means you're a spirit, right? And you know how to operate in and out of a physical body, right? I mean, it's deep, right? I mean, just the science of it, just to even consider the thought of it. You dig what I'm saying? Right? See, the problem about science fiction, and I haven't even gotten to this one piece of literature that I'm going to pump later, because I self-trained myself in physics, geometry, and chemistry, my mind like thinks totally different. Plus, I always thought in numbers anyway, but I didn't know it, right? So I see everything like almost like algebraic equations, right? So I didn't understand why I was walking around with this because I couldn't put it. It was so much coming. It just seemed so scrambled. Now it's getting in order, like troops, and everybody is in formation. Everybody know what they supposed to do. It's like everybody at the minimum is paramilitary trooper, like at the minimum, like you know. And you talking about attention, psh, man, doing the same thing at once, coming to attention, and each of them are able to be a general. Like they on something else. Like one equals 100,000. So you got 10,000 times that. That's on some what do you call that? X squared for y'all don't know a little bit about algebra, right? I'm playing with you, right? I could really throw it out there, but it ain't no real reason for me to do that, right? I told the dude at my last job, he's trying to get slick, right? This is what I hit him with. I said I can give you an algebraic equation, I can give you the formula, and you still can't solve it. Bet it. Where your money at? They wouldn't touch it. So I was trying to find out, well, why didn't I have my own? Like, why wasn't I where I supposed to be, right? Like it's almost like it's almost like your boss is the boss, but you know more than him. So you ask yourself, like, why are you like? It's like a major test. Now I'm up out of that now. So what I learned in reference to in reference to the Church of Scientology was and I will call him Mr. Hubbard because he deserves that because he was successful in what he did. And see, I'm like this. I take from everything. You feel me? It's like Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do, Jeet. Jew. I think that's like Ju. Like it was a Jeet Kune Kune Do, right? What he did was he amassed everything in one. So why did I mention Church of Scientology? Because as a black man, if you leave a weapon and I can use it, oh man, I already got 100 and they bad already. Well, that's my 100 and that might be my like 10,000s. Why is that? Because some exponential stuff went down. Like if you have 100 weapons and they have certain energy and power to them, they maximize through synergy. I mean, it's like, yo, I can't. I'm telling you, I can't wait. Right now, okay. So at the end of the day, Church of Scientology is not for black folk, but they do have certain mental tech that I have incorporated in myself and I'm off to not even like it's jokingly I can say off to the races, right? You know what I mean? Because race already won, but I just want to go through the motions, to act like I'm hurt. I don't understand. It's a problem because when you know who you are, like guess what? Everything works for your higher good. That's all you got to remind yourself, right? So Albion, as you call yourself, don't worry about it. You dig it? Because here's what's going on, right? You're going to reflect whatever ignorance that you're about. Because look, I know what I'm about, right? And if you watch these videos, you're gonna see me grow without a doubt. That's how I had to run back out here. I said I gotta address Al, gotta do that, or whatever you want to call yourself. Plus, when I research you, you ain't got nothing up. You just got a symbol that anybody can do that. All right, so now let me get to the dude, Robert. He say he hated. Okay, boom. Uh, uh, or should I not get to this? One other thing. Oh yeah, Albion, I think Albion, you was talking about light, right? Okay, boom, right? Now, this is what light has done for me, right? Light has made me do more research on not only what are the super currencies, which is would you call that brilliant round diamonds that are flawless that you can keep in a pouch as considered a super currency, right? The other thing is uh what's that? 90.999 gold or 99.9, whichever you say it. But it's basically gold. Half ingot gold bars. Those are super currencies, right? So when you get a chance, check this out. Put on your phone, scrap it. SCRAPIT.com. Scrap it. SCRAPIT.com. Scrap. SCRAPIT.com. And what you'll find is it's an app. I think it's called Kitku. I think it's called something like that. That's how you know it. It's orange. It shows you how to price gold and what it's sold for in terms of its weight, which the weight for it is normally what's called grams, right? So a guy like me, that's important, right? The other thing she has taught me is lawful and legal in terms of since the money of the United States is not backed by gold or silver, but only by the what do you call that? Through actuaries, the projected credit of the people. And that's why they have a census. In terms of that everything is owned by the corporate United States unless you do certain things with your documents that's in the private. And so this is the reason why you create what's called a living trust or just a trust, and the difference between the words public and private. Now, I'm not reading the book saying this, right? So things is going to change. Light has also taught me how to use silver. Yeah, the silver that's traded or you'll see on what's called the debtclock.org. Debtclock.org. She has also gave me a better understanding of when you're looking at property in terms of mets and bounds, in terms of longitude and latitude, knowing how to read certain documents. She's also taught me the methods to send your documents through couriers, where it's like it's so slick, it's like it don't even exist. And when it's private, and especially private to the point that it creates business for the corporate United States, they with it as long as you're paying that tax, right? Then it's a level. Then there's a level where you reach where you don't even have. Not only do you no longer have to pay taxes, but the taxes that you have paid, they get refunded. I'm like, yeah, I need to get with this. Light is not for y'all, and plus it's Empress light for and why do we afford titles and acknowledgement? Because I've done my due diligence. I've done my work. The main thing that a very close family member we had discussed, and that was to know a thing and don't use it is like not knowing it at all. I'm just looking at my time. And it doesn't take someone else to co-sign what you know you need to do. You know what I'm saying? So just like with Black Wall Street, my Albion friend, my Albion associate, phonetically. Remember Black Wall Street? There was a song out by this group called You Dropped a Bomb on Me. That was an allegory to what actually happened in the United States in terms of the first time that on the soil of the United States, a bomb was actually dropped on the United States against its citizens. See, the thing I like is this: whatever power that I'm rolling on, or whatever that's doing what it's doing, is going to keep me alive until my purpose is done. And I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. And I'm in it. I'm in expectation. The next thing I'm gonna be talking about is how do you develop and maintain faith. Let me tell you how powerful faith is, and there's a way that you can connect with it, right? I've had a lot of false starts. That's why I can teach it. Faith is like having a brand new Lamborghini. Your engine is brand new, other than they turned it on for you, but you didn't know how they turned it on. It's in your driveway. They brought it on a truck. They didn't even let the wheels touch the ground, right? But you don't know that the only thing that can turn on that Lamborghini, though, it is absolutely beautiful. Is faith is the fuel. But this how you know, like you actually, man, you be like, yo, there's gas in there, but it ain't turning on. So they sent a specialist over. It turned on while y'all outside, because this individual knows how to send the energy, which is faith. When it turned on, because it's inside the garage, it sounded like a spaceship at Cape Canaveral in Florida. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like Columbia One. You know what I mean? Yeah. See, so if I only have two people that are speaking against me, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But it really ain't even against me. It's against the I. I'm just manifested in terms of, speaking, on a certain level. And that reminds me, I got to take care of other business. But I just wanted to say, and I was about to maybe say something in reference to the information. Let me see. Now I'm gonna let it go because it's 23 minutes. But I'm gonna put something else on later. And but everything is good. Everything is good. And I feel real good. I feel real focused. I know who's there for me, and I know who's not there for me. But actually, right, like the way that the data work like this, right? Say somebody do something silly. You know what hurts a person more is when you ignore them. But I'm such an idealist. I know that it is possible to transform, like an alchemy, a iron into gold. So I have the ability to transform the negative into the positive. But it ain't even really me. It's really me reshaping energy that's already present. So when I get an individual like Robert or Al, they are just communicating in their lack of consciousness. And it's okay because God gave you free will to choose. I just want to let you know I'm not the enemy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a surgeon behind enemy lines, and I am helping those who want my help. If you don't want my help, I mean, I'm, you know what I mean? Like, you look, it's just like two men walking down a street in New York. Like, yo, check this out. You like what you like, I like what I like, and you should be attracted to what you like. It's just that what I'm pumping is pure GOOD, good. But then I'm pumping something else also. And what I like is anybody can act upon this energy. But if you don't know what you're doing, it's the equivalent of getting on a Bronco with crystal in your pocket and you don't know what you're sitting on. You will get bucked, you will hit the ground, and that crystal will go into your body. Crystal. Until I speak again.